tell you a story. So for about 5 or 6 years, I was dealing with this one guy. Clearly, he had commitment issues. One day, he texted me, Danielle, where are you? I responded, where have you been? He responds, that's a girlfriend question. Finally, when he texted me again, he said, Danielle, where are you?
That sounds like a boyfriend question.
Stop being petty.
That sounds like a boyfriend request.
Danielle, I really want to come and see you.
That sounds like a boyfriend situation.
To this day,
I cannot stand Virgo men. All I know is, when God sends me a good one,
I'ma do whatever he wants to keep him right here with me.
I don't have time for that, girl. Welcome back to another fun tutorial with your girl Danielle Nicole. We're going to start off using LA Girl Pro Conceal, and we're going to sculpt out that brow starting from the middle, working my way down to the tip. Then starting from the front, working my way to the center. Sweeping that product down, and then on this part I messed up my eyebrow. Look at my face. I was terrified, but it's okay, that happens sometimes. I just fixed it and kept it moving. Going in with ColourPop's No Filter Concealer to sculpt the top of my brows. And as I've said many times before, I do them in sections. So I start at the bottom, then I work my way to the middle, and I finish up in the front. Going in with a buffer brush from Sephora and just cleaning up those harsh lines above and below my brow. Going back in with this No Filter ColourPop concealer, using that as my first base primer, and I am just rubbing that into the eyelid, also pressing it into the eyelid as well. Then I'm going on top of that using Anastasia's eyeshadow base and putting that onto the lid and buffing that out as well. We're trying to get a bright base so those colors can pop. Now I'm using the matte book. This is from the Crayon case. Love them. Dipping my M506 brush from Morphe into that dark purple and stamping that color throughout the crease from the front to the back. Then once I finish stamping, I just do soft circular motions from the front to the back so that I can build on that color. Then I went in with this lighter purple and with the same brush, and I am applying that color right above that dark purple that I placed on my eyes, keeping it right below the brow bone. The goal is to blend so that everything can be seamless. You don't want to see any harsh lines. Then I went in with a clean blending brush from Sephora, and I'm just cleaning up right there above that lighter shade, making sure that everything is blended out to perfection. Then I went into this dark navy blue, and this is with a Morphe eyeshadow brush, and I am just placing that on my outer V. And to blend everything back in, I use the M506 brush again just to blend those colors together. Then back in with my clean brush just to make sure that everything is seamless. And here comes the tough parts. I hate cut creases, so using a flat brush, I had to do my cut crease in sections. I'm a section kind of person, so I started right there at the tear duct, worked my way right above the crease. Then I connected those two. Then I had to continue to perfect it, filling that in because I'm doing a half cut crease. So I decided to extend it a little bit more. And again, I'm just stamping that on there. A lot of times people can just do a quick little swipe and they have their cut crease, but for a lot of humans, we have to actually focus and move slowly to do these cut creases. And that's that. Next, I go back into that dark blue and I'm blending out that harsh line that was a part of that cut crease. And this is just to fade it into the colors. Then I go in with this lighter blue, more of a like light turquoise color, and I place it right on top of that dark blue. This is how you blend. You have to really place your colors on top of each other, then extend them out. But that's a good way of blending. That's how I learned how to blend. You have to actually overlay the colors. Then going into this pastel turquoise color and putting that on top of the last color that I laid. Again, overlaying these colors is the best way to blend. And I'm just putting that into the middle of the cut crease. Then I went in with this bright green in the same palette and I added that and overlaying it as well. See how I'm sweeping it over that color. A trick that I do is I put both colors on the brush and I flip my brush so that I can be able to blend each color perfectly. Going into this bright yellow color in the same palette, I am placing that color right in the front of the lid, working it right before the center, overlapping that green. Then I go back in with the previous colors that I used just to make sure that everything is equally blended. And picking up that Morphe M506 brush to make sure everything is seamless. Then I use a wet wipe just to clean up a little bit. And went back in with another blending brush just to blend out those harsh lines. And for my wing, I'm using Stila Stay All Day waterproof eyeliner with my handy dandy tape. You do yours how you want, I do mine how I want. Capiche? Now I'm going in from the front to the center. Usually what I do is I rest my pinky on my cheek when I'm doing my eyeliner. That's how I'm able to keep my balance. And for lashes, we're going to go in using Ardell Remy lashes. I'm going to apply those using Duo Lash Glue. And I'm going to use this eyelash tool as my tweezers. And I'm placing the eyelash in the middle of my lash line first. Then I stretch that bad boy over to the outer V. Then I pull it back to the front. Once I'm done with that, I press them together. And they're on. Blending those lashes in using Better Than Sex mascara. And they're popping. Priming my face using Too Faced Prime Poreless on my forehead, on my cheeks, on my neck. Now for foundation, I'm using Sephora's Teint 10-Hour Wear. Putting that on my face or whatever. Patting that into the skin using my Morphe E31 foundation brush. And ladies, when you're applying your foundation, make sure that you always get your ear and right around your ear, because you don't want it to look patchy. You got this skin that's one color, and then your ear is either darker or lighter than the foundation you've applied. Tends to look tacky. Then for concealer, I decided to use this Maybelline highlighter. Wasn't my favorite. Ooh, that's a bright highlight. Woo! So I continue to put that under my eyes, between my nose, on my chin, above the Cupid's bow, and right above the eyebrows. And it was different. Okay, this is like kind of scary for me. All I'm saying is, So I just started to pat and blend my life away, like my soul depended on it. So using a beauty blender, I blended under the eye, right there on the chin, under the other eye. Again, it's still a little bit too light for my tasting. You know, I like to keep things right at my safety points, you know. That was just a little bit too much for me. To contour, I'm using a high definition concealer, and can't remember the name of it, but this is from Black Radiance. And as always, I'm going around the perimeter of my face, right under the jawline, right there at the bottom of the cheek. My little chin strap, create a chin strap, and softly blending that out. So what I'm trying to do is diffuse the brightness that's right under my eyes. So you're gonna see me go back and forth with that a lot, just trying my best to fix this look, because that highlighter messed me up, y'all, for real. Now I am contouring my nose with this same concealer, and just drawing two straight lines and pulling down that product. Again, I'm doing my best to perfect this look. So what I decided to do was go back in using that ColourPop No Filter concealer and put that under my eyes just to make that color a little bit more dim. I just did not like that highlight. Not my favorite. Now going in with Maybelline Fit Me Loose Powder. I actually like the powder though. And I'm pressing that powder into those highlight areas. Then I just got my beauty blender and pat it all over my face just to make sure that things were just melted together perfectly. It looks a little bit better after I did those steps. You feel me? And to set my contour, I went in using this color brown from the Crayon case. And I'm softly just stroking that on my face. You see I'm like making the number 3 from the forehead to the bottom of the cheek to the chin line. And I'm just taking that color all over my face. Again, still trying to diffuse that highlighted area because it, you know, it bothered me a lot. And to set my entire face, I'm using Fit Me Matte Poreless Pressed Setting Powder. And just to dab that on a brush. I actually got this brush from Ross. Ross has some great brush sets for like powder, loose powder, foundation brushes. Don't sleep on these companies. Please don't. Going into this Saharan blush palette using the color Zane. This palette is from Juvia's Place. I tapped that color on my cheeks with a blush brush, but I had to diffuse it with a powder brush. I like blush. I don't like too much blush. Some people overdo it with the blush. You know, my safety zones. I gotta stay in my safety zones, girl. For my lash line, I decided to use this bright pink Stila lipstick. And using a smudger brush, I just dipped it into that lipstick and rubbed it into my waterline and below the waterline as well. And going back into the MacBook palettes, using this pink, I'm setting that color that's on my lash line. Then I went back in with Better Than Sex foundation just to pull out my bottom lashes. And for highlights, I went back into that Saharan palette. I can't remember the name of that color, but I just rubbed that color onto the highlighted areas. Isn't it beautiful? It is beautiful. It's beautiful. And for lips, I'm using this fuchsia color from Tarte. Again, I never draw outside of my natural shape of my lips. I always stay in the lines. It works for me. And I am setting this look using MAC Studio Fit setting spray. And that's about it. for joining me once again for this lovely tutorial. I hope that you like how it turned out, because this look drove me crazy, but it turned out cute. Make sure you please follow me on the social media platforms, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Snapchat. Get at me for whatever reason you want to. Make sure you tag those who would appreciate it. But until next time, stay blessed, stay humble, and live life. I'm out. Holla at your girl.